bunch of white people. They're trying to kick like a lot of Latinos and blacks out.
Are you afraid that that would happen to other towns in this neighborhood?
Yeah, because it seems like everywhere you go, it's like you see a white person with their doggy. A white person with their doggy. You just see them everywhere. They everywhere. Then they be looking at you crazy, like you gonna rob them or something. That's crazy.
There's this whole wave of people moving, outside of the neighborhood because they can't afford to live in their own neighborhood anymore.
This community is mine.
I am from the beats of music coming from my speakers, juke, bachata, reggaeton, hip-hop, salsa, merengue, and R&B.
I'm from the tall trees and even taller buildings.
There are grocery stores, liquor stores, and restaurants. We also have dollar stores and laundromats.
The buildings and the museums, diversity in the malls. From the people in the restaurants to the beaches and the parks.
I am from Chi-Town, known as the Windy City, and me with my attitude trying to act pretty.
Chicago is absolutely beautiful to me. It has a lot of opportunity to offer to all of its residents. There's beautiful sights to see and wonderful people to meet.
We also have neighborhood parks. Public transportation is available nearby.
I am from downtown where the poor people give and care for each other.
I am from light brown curly hair swirling from one side to another.
Y chuleta frita, mami.
I am from the steamy windows coming from the kitchen. Arroz con gandules y pollo frito that my mother cooks.
I am from all my Mexican delicious food. Tacos, tortas, pozole, mole, tamales, and tostadas.
I am from going shopping for shoes, clothes, and accessories from malls, Lincolnwood, Hip, and Brickyard Mall.
My neighborhood is home to families that have been here forever.
I am from dumb cousins calling me a hot ass, from mommy taking my back and saying my baby's a good girl.
I am from my caring, loving mom and dad telling me pórtate bien y no llegues tarde a la casa and go to college. I am from my one and only brother telling me I'll always be here for you. I am from my two funny sisters saying I love you and don't do stupid things.
I am from my loud, caring, funny friends, aka sisters.
I'm from the green, white, and red, and the proud of being Mexican.
I am from the beautiful island called Puerto Rico in a town named San Juan.
I am from Cohen Park High School where I'm being taught for my better future.
My last few words, which I hope you take to heart, are:
I think you should be open to our community and not judge the people who lives here.
increase the demographics and not the displacement.
If you look at Chicago's history, you realize that there's a lot of things that were done perhaps out of racism, from the placement of the expressway to where the bridges are and all of that. And so originally the city was very much a part of the problem. Nowadays, there are enough organizations that work against that. So despite the fact they could still be part of the problem, they're not.
It started in a small way about 20 years ago, but it really has become a much larger force in the last 10 years. So even if you look like 15 years ago, more than 2/3 of the families that were buying houses were low or moderate income. And that's buying houses, not just renting.
All of a sudden, like everywhere you turn, there were condos going up where there used to be a 3-flat or, a regular apartment building. So I think the last 5 years or so have definitely been the hardest.
It seems to be a very large problem in Chicago.
Because Chicago is a city of neighborhoods and also changing neighborhoods.
There's a ton of gentrification that has happened on the south side, particularly with all of the projects and the Robert Taylor homes up and down State Street. Mind you, it looks great. It's beautiful. But those people, there are a lot of, and then CHA and the city of Chicago have also claimed to put multi-level, multi-income housing in its place. But there's no way that all of those people could afford to live in the places that have now replaced their old homes. So a lot of those people have been misplaced and sent elsewhere, places they've never been, places they're unfamiliar with.
Because of the population pressure, the people in the so-called better neighborhoods, they need new places to buy, or they can't afford those better neighborhoods anymore, so they look for an adjacent neighborhood, and so in the process they gentrify that neighborhood. It's kind of like a domino effect.
With the condo development, it comes in two parts. There are condo conversions where old apartment building gets rehabbed into condos, or there's new construction condos. Unfortunately, Chicago has virtually no laws or policies to help prevent the condo conversions.
Conversion of rental apartments to condos has continued and continued. Every time they do that, there are less rental apartments, which means that people are looking to rent apartments. The prices go up, because there aren't enough.
I am a longtime resident of Logan Square, Humboldt Park area. I'm here supporting housing because I've come home from the penitentiary, and in and out, Humboldt Park Social Service has now given me the opportunity to remain clean, to remain straight, and I feel that I can now face my daughter, walk up to her and say, "You have a father."
The phrase yuppies is, kind of derogatory. It seems to kind of put people down. What it means is young urban professionals.
I think there are plenty of yuppies that are just ignorant about the effect that they have on communities, and that they're totally to blame for. You should not ever be ignorant of the effect that you have by having money or having power or having privilege in our culture.
Some of them might be snobby or have an attitude and feel that they're better. And to that extent, I don't know if they should be moving into neighborhoods where they feel that they're better than anyone else.
I don't have anything against the young professionals. I really don't. And I don't care how much money they make. But I think what happens is that there's a heartlessness that develops when they come and take over the community.
I don't think gentrification is yuppies' fault. And I say that because how do you explain a community like Pilsen then? Where Pilsen is gentrifying, but it's not because a bunch of yuppies are moving in, not white yuppies, not like Logan Square. It's a lot of people from the community who've left the community, who are Mexican or Latino and some other ethnicity, who have come back and they make more money.
There are some who do care about the communities they live in, and they care about what happens to people. And that's really all I ask.
I think that people need to take more time to understand where the other side is coming from, and a little bit more sharing of cultures and of history and all of those different types of things instead of being afraid of each other.
Gentrification obviously is negative for the people who are being displaced or forced out of their communities because of lack of status.
Especially Latino families cannot develop the same level of wealth and stability of home ownership that so many white families develop, because we used to have rental housing that was pretty affordable. Immigrant families could rent, and then they could save money over time, and they could buy their own home, and it was affordable, right? And now, that bridge has been smashed.
It's affecting our neighborhood because most of the people that live there ain't got that much money, and the housing that they're putting in costs too much, so we're getting kicked out of our neighborhood, you know what I'm saying?
Just to find somewhere else to live that they can afford.
Everything's gonna be gone. There's no way we're gonna chill.
It has a tremendous pressure on communities and on families. And we saw families destroyed. We saw during the process of gentrification, we saw children killed.
It seems like it might be positive for those who are coming in and taking over the properties and the neighborhoods of those who for so many years fought and sweat to buy.
They go to the beat meetings, they go to the CAPS meetings, they join block clubs, they fight the gangs. Their house is all nice, and now somebody is going to be like, well, sorry, you can't afford it, I'm going to build a huge condo here. That is so wrong. That is one of the worst parts about gentrification.
It's really popular in my neighborhood to knock down the old little two-story houses and build up $1 million mansions. They all look kind of the same.
We have a lot of small businesses in the community, and they're